We are starting it off on a new altcoin video today. We have not made a coin video on this in the past, so it will be fresh. It is NAKA, Nakamoto Games. It's only on a few exchanges, so I'm going to be using KuCoin for our charting. As you can see, this thing had an explosive start when it was listed. Very disgusting sell-off since 2021. 2022 found some base. 2023 started its uptrend, and we are looking like we're putting in a local top. A secondary top, and we're trying to find some support. You can see this looks like a head and shoulder, kind of grinding into the support of this, what is this, 75-cent area. And around there, we could probably look for a local low to be put in for the potential test of resistance. I would say our first level of resistance right now is $1.27. So let's get into the TA. I'm going to show you the fibs and stuff that I put on right before I make this video. Before we get started, guys, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, press the bell button for notifications so you get these videos as they come out. If you are interested in trading with me live, please feel free to join the Discord server. The link to the server is in the description of the video below, alongside all the other affiliate services that I use and recommend that helps this channel grow. So thank you so much. Last but not least, if you have any other questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me in the Discord server. You will get a quicker response than leaving a comment in the YouTube video. So on the weekly, this was the high, this was the low. Here's the new local high. This is potentially a low. I'm going to show you the drawings that I had put on for the fibs. Marking out the previous low, we hit our target around here between $1.60, $1.93, and that's why you saw a little bit of a sell-off, but it did find support at $1.18, and that means it was looking for a new high above this $1.93, which we got. So with this local high, I've put in this fibs, and it's looking for a support at around 38 cents. And the last golden pocket was around 27 cents. So between 38 and 27, I would say is an extremely great area to look for a long opportunity between this and this area right here. And you're going to have to be patient for it because it's on a weekly, but we are getting close to a pivot because the selling is almost finished and it's coming to the downside. So when you do get that one buy, it might be a nice short squeeze situation where you get a kind of a larger move than you would expect into resistance. Anything around here, around 38 to 60 cents, my first level of resistance is that $1.18. And that's where I would be taking profit if I entered in these levels. If I enter and get this long, I would have a stop loss pretty strictly underneath 25 cents in case it wants to go all the way to like this consolidation here at like 5-6 cents. I'm not going to sit around and wait. Once I know the golden pocket's poked at around 25-26 cents, I'm not going to try to assume that I'm going to be the one holding this up when everyone else is selling. This coin has been around for a very long time, so unless they have something in the works and it's something good, the likelihood of this getting the people back into this asset is very low. More than likely, this thing will float up as the whole market goes up, and it's just gonna be doing whatever it's doing in the meantime. Coins like this, tokenomics of these gaming coins, you gotta like earn that in-game coin. You gotta be able to convert it into currency and cash out. So it's like you playing the game is like a job. When your asset, your game asset or whatever coin token associated with the game is doing stuff like this, people are not going to be holding the asset. They're probably just going to get it in, out, in, out, in, out. So without actual long-term holders, you're not going to have the uptrend that you're looking for like this. This is FOMO and euphoria. This is realization that, hey, there's not really too much going on. This came up with everything else in the market. So since there was no one trying to, there was like no demand, no one was even shorting. This was not on a lot of people's radar because it's not on a lot of exchanges. So it just kind of floated on up because there was nobody trying to do anything to keep it contained. And now that it's, up, if anyone took a real short, like this 277 short, you have no reason to let go of the short until it hits 38 cents. So just look at that return, right? I mean, it's savage. And this is why I've been shorting in the last month or two, because the shorts are going to probably be making the more money because we're in a downtrend. Once the pivot comes and you do see the uptrend, then you can start taking longs and making more money. But right now, everyone is selling, panic selling. There are some people that are trying to get into the market, but they're not trying to reverse it. They're buying DCA or small allocations for long-term investing situations. They're not scalping, they're not trading, they don't got no leverage. So it's like they're buying in, they're like, okay, if it goes down here, I'll DCA. They're not like you and me. We're like, okay, we have like a leverage on this position. We got to have a stop loss within 3%. We have a TP lined up. We're managing our trade because we're trading it. We're not investing. If you're investing, you can hold forever and just see what happens. Eventually, you'll be able to get out. If this thing does find a bottom over here at 59 cents, the next top it's going to go to is at $3.99. But it has to find the base here at 38 cents for it to go to $4. And that's 100% gain. No, that's not 100. That's 1,000% gain from 39.40 to $4. Right? Am I retarded? Is that 10x? 10? Yeah, that's 1,000. Yeah, that's 1,000. Man, oof. It is 6 o'clock in the morning. I just woke up. I'm still sipping on my coffee, so doing that kind of math right now, not my forte. But the point I'm trying to make at is the risk to return reward from here to here is excellent. It's not 1,000. It says 500%. So yeah, that's something to consider, and it's in a as good as a buying opportunity as you can assume. This is like near the best opportunity that you can get. So yeah, I mean, if you have any idea of the fundamentals and the tokenomics of this asset, then you can consider taking that long scalp. Naked TA wise, I would just have a ladder of limits from 59 to 35, and then a stop loss underneath 25, and then I would try to scoop up some at the golden pocket as well, and try to just reverse this back and then start taking profit first at like $1, then $1.20, and then I'll just ladder it up every 20 cents or something like that, depending on like how much of an allocation I got. If you're thinking this is good for very long term and you're going to try to get it back to the $5 to $6 range, you can once you take profit, you can have the stop loss underneath golden pocket, and it doesn't matter how long it takes to get up there. Eventually, it's going to come test this resistance, right? As the market cap grows, as crypto gets more popular, and as people start buying, people will eventually take their profits and other assets and dump it into things like this that are looking like they're ready to pump up. So market makers are probably looking at this going like, oh, look, all the selling is almost over. Let's start market buying. And then, let's start filling. And then they'll market buy to create the impulse. So, because a lot of the people who are short in here in the weekly, how many weeks this was? So you're looking at almost 21 weeks of downside. So you can understand that upside from here makes logical sense, because that's a long, long fade. And if you are doing stuff like how I do it, you can see price action is squeezing. How much lower can you squeeze in this consolidation before you test back into your resistance or your support? Since we're so close to support, taking a long scalp with a stop loss underneath here makes logical sense. Once you're back up here, you can take a short for the retest of support back at dollarish. So I would approach this in the sense that this is looking for a bull flag breakout. And probably next week you can see that reversal coming in. If not starting now, but next week, if you don't have downside impulse, more than likely you're going to go test your resistance back at dollar, maybe $1.50. So, but then $1.90 is an area of considering a resistance, a shorting opportunity, because what you're doing is you're sitting up one of these head and shoulder distributional patterns. But this is just one head. I would not call this a right shoulder. I'm looking for that right shoulder to come before you get into the last lick to basically the buying thing that we're discussing, which I'm telling you, like, no leverage, low leverage is key, because this asset is already proving to you that it's very, very weak. The buyers need to step up, otherwise the last people that are left are just going to capitulate. And this is the main topic for the next 2 3 weeks, the next month of August. Are we going to capitulate support on all our assets? This is something I was shorting at 3,200. This is something we were shorting at 70,000. We're $10,000 underneath our short. We're about $200 short, and this all happened yesterday. I was short like 3170 or 3180 yesterday, and I closed it around 3,000, and then I scooped a long and got stopped out of my long. So I'm like, okay, I actually scooped another long in the morning before I started this video, but I closed it out at like 29.90 because I was like, I'm not gonna watch it while I trade. These things, all the stuff that you guys are like we're discussing, the main thing no one's even talking about, which is Dixie. Yesterday we did a very, very nasty move, and as we are supposed to have our inverse relationship to Dixie, we should be pumping on Bitcoin, ETH, and whatnot, but we are no longer inverse relation. We are doing one to one. And is it because the central banks are selling the crypto and they're obviously getting dollar back, or whatever country like Japan sold, Germany sold, they're getting their um, central bank currency back for it, and what they're doing with that money, I don't know. But the fact that this is selling off like this is not good, in the fact that it's gonna hurt uh, domestic products in the U.S. When dollar is strong, it's very bad for America's domestic economy. Our exports is, also an issue, but our domestic economy is gonna show that people are gonna start buying cheaper stuff that we don't produce, because our own production costs are getting too expensive. Like, the dollar is expensive right now, guys, is what I'm trying to say. This is bad for tech stocks. This is bad for a lot of stuff. So, including forex. So once this gets situated, we will. I don't know. I don't know. The Fed has to cut. I mean, they didn't cut, so now the economy is like the markets are forcing the Fed to cut. That's why you're seeing the dumping. There's no reason the Fed to cut if everything was peachy keen, right? They can wait, which they said they would. Now that the market is forcing their hand, and unemployment is increasing, and you're seeing labor costs like doing nothing, like, that's gonna put all these tech companies are downsizing. Look at Intel, 20% down, right? Because they were cutting 10% of their, or 15% of their workforce. That's just one, and there's so many tech companies that are about to follow suit because of this. And then now all the companies that are invested in AI, say nothing uh, comes out of that, then that disappointment in that investment is gonna hurt. Like, Meta is investing like so much money into their AI stuff, and what profitability has it produced yet? I don't know. So we are gonna see stuff like this. Next week we got some earnings coming out as well, so it's gonna be a very rough August. September is gonna be the month to watch, because there is no Fed policy that August that's gonna make any difference. September is the month to watch. And are they going to cut 0.5? I mean, are they going to cut 0.25 or 0.5? People are now saying 0.5, which I think if the market's just pricing it in, we're going to set ourselves up for another slap, because we're going to rally assuming that we're going to get a 0.5 cut. When Powell gives us a 0.25, we're going to get a slap. So it's like, even what I had planned for what I was going to do has shifted because of what the market reacted with what Powell said. So it's time to stack cash. Get your cash stacked first. I mean, all of August. I'm gonna be off of risk. I'm gonna be managing my whatever financial situation I got going on. I'm gonna take care of all of that, and then I'm gonna stack cash. I'm gonna take care of all my bills. If I have debts, I'm gonna get rid of the debts. All I care about August is being debt free and getting cash in hand. September 17th, I think it is. Hold on, let me show you. Here it is, my little cheat sheet. Can I bring it onto the screen? Oh, I can't bring it onto the screen. That's a shame. Okay, well, the next meeting is September 17th, 18th, and then November 6th, 7th, and then December 17th, 18th. In my opinion, all three of those meetings are live meetings, and all three of them are potential 0.25 cuts. And that's something that if it occurs in that fashion, like 0.25 September, 0.25 November, 0.25 December, that's what I want to see for us to have that rally into the end of the year, continue into the next year, into first quarter. I want to see three consecutive cuts, not 1.5, then a hold, or 0.25, and then I don't want to see. I want to see 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. I want ECB to continue with 0.25. I want JPY to continue cutting with that 0.25. And as we go, or I want JP to raise the 0.25. As that all gets priced in slowly, that's when we might see some stability. Now that the ETFs are passed, everyone around the world, if they see the government print money, they are going to jump into those hard assets such as gold. Gold is putting in all-time highs for a reason, because it's a global uh, hedge for risks, not just like US. The whole world, if they don't have access to dollar or crypto, they can go put it in gold and silver. So just that's basically the last gist I want to get at, guys. We started this video on NAKA. We ended up on like much more deeper topics. If you guys have any more questions or concerns, or you want to go over these kind of topics, feel free to hit me up in the Discord server. The link to the server is in the description of this video below, alongside all other affiliate services that I use and recommend that helps the channel grow. And then last but not least, if you guys don't remember, this gap is still here at 60K. And that's basically what we're probably going to go and tap, because ETH's gap we already filled, but we did not fill Bitcoin's gap. Hold on, where's ETH? ETH gap here, we filled it, okay? And we're over it now. So I am looking for ETH to basically putting in a long-term low. Bitcoin gap is not done yet, and it's very, very close to getting filled, probably Monday, Tuesday, Sunday at open. So just be aware that that is happening. And once that gap is filled, if the gap gets filled, if it doesn't get filled and we actually pump up, it will be because of ETH, not Bitcoin. And if the gap does fill and drags ETH down, it's a buying opportunity, because it's not ETH weakness. It's because the market cap leader, Bitcoin, is dumping. So the outflow of the cap is why ETH is going to take a hit, because of liquidity. But once this thing gets filled, I'm going to be a completely bullish, bull mode. I won't be a bear no more. I know that it can fill it and go a little bit lower. I'm okay with that. Once the fill is done, the next candle, I'm looking for that upside continuation. And up. This does look like a potential V bottom, okay? And it will be confirmed if next week we fill this and reverse, or next week we don't even test the bottom of this and we just start taking the top out. If we can take the top out and close above the top, I'll be the most ecstatic little boy in the world, okay? You can, yeah, you will hear it in my voice if I feel the reversal is coming. You will see it and hear it in the videos. Right now, I know it's going to be ugly downside. Even if there's upside, fast upside, it's short squeezes, shorting opportunities. I'm not getting excited for any upside until September. I'm telling you right now. If you are doing anything foolish before September off of some news or some tweet, or like, oh, Trump this, or oh, Elon that, or Mt. Gox, or Michael Saylor, or Larry Fink, whatever excuse you want to say, you just keep it to yourself. Keep your mouth shut, okay? I don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. You just tinfoiling hatting yourself, all right? There is no risk on until the Fed cuts, period. Period. Save yourself some money and stress. Chill, stack your cash, be patient, When the Fed gives you the signal, follow the rich people with their money and move accordingly. You are nothing but a goldfish in a pond of like sharks. Okay, you're food. Don't become food. Be patient. Let the fish, other fish, get eaten. Okay, because this is called a wealth transfer for a reason. People who don't know how to handle their money properly are going to be giving it right to the people who can. So all the billions of dollars that got liquidated in these last few days, last few weeks, all that money went to somebody else who knows proper money management, risk management, position size management. Everyone else who lost that money, and there was a lot of money lost, and a lot of people got cashed out, as in like they're done because they didn't think we were ever going to go under 32. They didn't think we were going to go under 3K. All their stop losses were there, and they got hit, and they're gone. They're gone. They're done. Like example, even some dev teams destroyed their projects, such as Kujira. Okay, Kuji, Kugi, completely destroyed. So yeah, please, 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 during these times of downside and potential capitulation, this is when rug pulls occur. This is when devs teams cash out. This is when the dream of your coin doing this, that becomes a reality of you just being scammed. So be prepared for that kind of FUD stuff, hacks, like people losing keys, and just like news of FUD and fear coming out for the whole month. Prepare yourself mentally, and remember what I said. It don't matter. Let the market do whatever it wants to do. Stack your cash. The day the Fed cuts, get ready to enter. That's it. Aside from that, guys, have a great day. Be safe. I hope these words reach your ear, and it helps. Please, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, press the bell button for notifications. As these videos come out, you get them. And then if you're interested in trading me live, feel free to join me on the Discord server. The link to the server is in the description of the video below, alongside all the other affiliate services that I use and recommend that helps the channel grow. So guys, thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good weekend. Good morning.